Good afternoon, all.
Hi, Tracer.
Hi, Sarah. There's only you talking to me.
Hello.
Hello, Aram.
Yeah. I'm liking the hat.
Why, thank you. I didn't think anybody was going to mention it. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
sorry, elephant in the room, like.
I thought if I thought we're close to Halloween, so I thought
Yes,
I've
I know
got
why it's allowed.
I've got my bats in my window, and on my door, so I thought I'd wear my hat as well.
I like it.
It's a bit scratchy, so I might not have it on all meeting.
No, well, we had our Halloween party yesterday for our volunteers. There's about 30 of them, yeah. So we did all that pumpkin carving stuff. So yeah, we're well into the Halloween spirit at the minute.
Fab. Wonderful. I love it. My
It's
house,
great, isn't it?
my house looks like Halloween all year round, as you can imagine. I've got bats and spiders and witches' hats, and
Bless you.
I've got a pair of witches' legs sticking out of a giant plant pot in front of my house, and
I
yeah,
like it.
kids love it. The kids love it. They all come round. They know that they're going to get something at my house. Got a
Yeah.
big tub of toffee that they all get.
Oh, it's nice. See, the kids in our neighborhood have all grown up now, so there's not many
Oh,
come round. It's like that, isn't it? You're like, oh, it was nice. I like seeing them, all dressed up and things. It's nice.
I love it. Any excuse to dress. I'll dress up just because it's Monday. I'm not bothered whether there's an event or a theme. I'm not bothered.
Like it.
Very nice. And I know you should have put a thing out, Tracy. I would have worn me out.
You should have done. You should have just worn it anyway, Kim.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on, really.
I'll just give people a couple of more minutes, because our guest speakers aren't here yet. I've got two of them today. So I'm hoping that they'll turn up. If not, you can listen to me for a bit till you get fed up of me. Hey, Joanne, you okay?
Nice.
I might just wear this all the time, Not bother taking it off. I might put me. I've got a light up necklace for Christmas as well with tinsel on it as well. I might put that
Oh,
on as well.
brilliant. See, I've got a jumper with bells on. I'm so
Oh, you
excited.
see,
Yeah, I'm like you.
we're kindred spirits, aren't we? Any excuse for a dress up? People join in slowly but surely. Kim, you've usually got a big crowd. Have you said something to offend them all? Don't think she's talking to me. Can she hear me? Kim, can you hear me? No, she's not talking to me.
Sorry, Tracy. It's really quiet. Is our sound this side, so Andrew's going to see if he can log on his laptop. Otherwise, I'll have to put my headphones on.
Do you want me to shout at you, Kim?
It's all right, I'm used to that. I think it might be quiet because it's still half term as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, we're missing our guest speakers, so if they turn up, they turn up. If they don't, I'm sure we can entertain ourselves for the next just under an hour, can't we? So welcome everybody. Thank you very much for coming along this afternoon and joining in this party that we have once a month for people of Pendle. I've got apologies from Jill Dixon. She's on leave today. And Angela Heaton is also, she's given apologies. She's had to prioritise something else today. So But nobody misses out. Like I said, the link is on YouTube. If you don't want your faces showing on YouTube, you can leave your camera off. We're okay with that, because we know not everybody wants to be seen on YouTube. It's just that more people can get involved and they can really see what our meetings are all about then, and they can encourage people to join in. So thank you all for that. We do have 2 guest speakers, neither of which are here, which is handy. So what I'll do, I will go straight into the Health and Wellbeing Partnership update, if that's okay with everybody, because we don't like to keep us longer than we need to do. So Jill sent a bit of an update, and I've got a bit of an update as well for some of this stuff. So Pendle's Health and Wellbeing Partnership will be setting up multi-agency delivery groups to oversee the 3 main priorities of Pendle's Health and Wellbeing Plan, which is children and young people, Bradley Ward, and service integration. The Health and Wellbeing Partnership are hosting a place-based systems leadership programme, 2 half-days, in November to bring people together with partners from across the public and CVS sector for sharing learning and collaborative thinking. Invites have been sent out for this course, which will cover a range of topics including whole systems theory, network building, developing shared purpose, interactive conversations about our local physical activity assets, and contextual insight about the NHS system, local health data, and lived experience stories from local people. I'm going to those 2. I don't know whether anybody else is that's on this call. Sarah, you're nodding. How are you going? Yeah. So yeah, they should be sounds quite interesting, that you know, this collaborative approach, which we've all done forever and a day, but statutory services are just getting involved in that, aren't they? So the next Lancashire Place meeting will focus on East Lancashire, and the 5 district health and wellbeing partnerships have been invited to present work to date and their challenges and barriers. So everything that you've all fed in through me and Jill into the Health and Wellbeing Partnership for Pendle will also be fed up into that East Lancashire Health and Wellbeing Partnership. The Adult Social Care Transformation Funding Programme, so that's that I talked about last month, which is around having 3 new connectors, 1 for Burnham, 1 for Pendle, 1 for Rosendale, that focus and work alongside adult social care. And there will hopefully be a funding programme as well for groups to apply to support those community connectors in their work. So just like the social prescribing programme, it's just the same as that. So agreements have been issued to each district, and there is an easy development workshop for all partners to be held in November, apparently. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that should all be you know, these things, they move like glaciers, don't they? They're so slow when you know, there's people, so-and-so's got to make a decision, then somebody else has got to make a decision. So we're hoping against hope that this is all going to kick in before Christmas, although we haven't got long now. I don't want to mention that, but we haven't got long now. I'm just going to let you know about any updates that I've got. So Beat the Street was a success. It was really good. Everybody really enjoyed it, and Pendle people really got engaged. David Rogers talked about community engagement plan with a focus on co-production at the Health and Wellbeing Partnership, which is what he wants to talk to us about today, if he makes it. We'll see, won't we? What else is there? I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. Lancashire Mental Health Partnership, I've started attending those again. I stopped attending them at one time because I just had too many plates spinning. I couldn't go to absolutely everything, but now I've started going along again. And I've invited Lancashire Mental Health Partnership to be part of this, to be part of People of Pendle, Burnham linked to Rosendale Connected as well, because I think it'd be really good. So I think that's it. I fed in from last time about access to transport being an issue for people wanting to attend community activities, particularly from Barlick and Earbay, you know, the outlying areas. It's really difficult for people to get in. And we talked about the volunteer hub and the forums. So I just may as well just carry on with my little update. I won't be long, I promise. You're not going to have to listen to me for long. So there's a new project that Christine Blythe, our Chief Exec, is working on with Lancashire Association of CVSs and Lancashire and South Cumbria Alliance, which will be linked to the Volunteering for Health and Community Hub. So it will go across all of Lancashire, and it's about volunteering for health. So it's all around the health agenda and all around volunteers and how wonderful our volunteers are and the groups are. I'm just looking to see if I've got anything else that I need to update on. We've had various workshops on over the last month or so, a couple of months actually. Monitoring evaluation training is always really useful for everyone. So if you, I think Aram, you've been on it, haven't you?
Yeah.
And obviously everything that came out of my mouth was gold dust, wasn't it, Aram?
All good stuff. No, it genuinely was helpful though, yeah.
Yeah, people find it helpful, you know, from the more experienced to those that have never done it before, never done monitoring, evaluating a project. They found it really useful. We've had some really good feedback. We've also been doing some with Lancashire adult learning. We've been doing some safeguarding training. So just look, if you take a look on our website, I'll give some contact details for the people to book onto any of those if you'd like to. Just a really short one. Our 90th anniversary is next year. BPRCVS is 90 next year, and I've submitted a project proposal to the Heritage Lottery Fund so that we can have lots of good stuff happening next year. So we're gonna be talking about what to do in each area. So we'll have something specific for Pendle, but I'll keep you updated on that as we go along. So I think that's it from me. I'm really conscious I don't want to keep talking. So still none of our guest speakers have turned up, so never mind. I'm going to go across, like I normally do, I'm going to go across my screen for any updates that you've got. And also, could you just think about any themes that you've got that you want to feed into the health and wellbeing partnership as well? So any, you know, if you've had lots of people coming along, we've had domestic abuse, you know, that financial abuse stuff. We've also had things around domestic abuse about women separating and going to live on their own, but really struggling, and that may be leading into sex work, etc. There's concerns of it leading into sex work. So I fed all that in, everything that you say I do feed in. So please do let me know if there's any themes that you feel are becoming a bit worrying or you'd like me to bring up. So Sarah, you're first on my screen. Would you like to give us a bit of an update?
Yeah, I can do once I've got myself off mute. So yeah, I'll give you a quick overview of Beat the Street. So I know Tracy's mentioned it's gone really well. There are 2 days left of the game, so it'll finish on Wednesday. So just some update on stats. So the game is engaged with just over 10,000 people, and miles travelled. So there's nearly 68,000 miles been travelled between everyone who's played the game. So that's an average of 7 miles per person, which is brilliant. There's more female adults, interestingly, who have played the game, 66%. And the number of children who've registered to play the game is 43%. So you can still play the game without registering, but you do get obviously more points if you register your details, and that's how we collect the stats. In terms of individuals with a disability, we've engaged with 6%, and a long-term health condition is 17%. People from diverse communities is just under 20%. And the number of adults who are registered as physically inactive. So these are people who do less than 30 minutes of moderate physical activity each week. We've engaged with 34%, and a similar amount for children who are inactive, and that's 37%. So the game, as I mentioned, has gone really well. In terms of the next steps, so we're looking at the legacy phase, how we can keep people engaged in physical activity across Pendle. We've also got the prize giving. So for the schools, we'll be going into schools. The top 3 schools will get prizes, and we'll be going into there to do a little presentation. And then there'll also be a community event, which will be hosted by the Leisure Trust. So Vic from the Leisure Trust hasn't confirmed the date yet, but it's likely to be at the Moona again, which is where we had the launch event. So invites will be going out for that shortly, I should imagine. So that's Beat the Street. The Family Hub, so we've been doing some really great work around physical activity with the Family Hub. So we've trained 13 staff members to deliver various activities. So they've either done like a multi-skills level 1, or they've done I think it's mother and baby yoga. It's called Tatty Bumpkins, but it's basically yoga for children and parents and caregivers. So they've started delivering that now, which is really great. And we're working in collaboration on some health events. So I'm not sure if Gemma's sent anything out yet, but there's a health event at Whitefield Family Hub on the 4th of November, which will tie in with some information on domestic abuse. That'll be I think it's 1 till 2:30 on the 4th. And then we've got another one planned potentially at the Yarn Spinners on Saturday, the 30th of November. And that's going to be a winter wellness theme, so for all ages, but we're looking to engage with as many people in the community as possible. Not just about physical activity, it's around accessing healthcare, eating well, looking after yourself over the winter period. And getting out and about is just as important, because you tend to get stuck in your house sometimes if the weather's not the best and it isn't great for you. So yeah, they're the up and coming health events, and then hopefully in the new year we're going to look at planning one in Colne, which will probably be at the Leisure Centre and also Barn Aldwick as well. So the dates are to be confirmed for that. And then the last thing is, I know I mentioned it, but Sport England do have a funding pot available for grants of up to 15k, and this is for initiatives which are very similar to the things I come on and talk about, just getting people moving a bit more, getting them involved in physical activity. So if you've got an idea in mind for maybe you've already got a community group or you'd like to work with members of the community to do something, please drop me an email and I can help you submit an application to that funding. Is that all right, Tracy?
Fab.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. You've just reminded me as well. We've still got RCB funding left in Pendle. We have had a massive push on it, and so if any of your groups, want some funding for up to £5,000, please do. I'll put the contact details in the chat. Give us a shout. So thank you, Sarah. Ura.
Hi, so Iram, Lancashire First. So we support adults with learning disabilities. For anybody that doesn't know of us, we're based in Burnley, and at the moment we're running a couple of projects. So one's funded by the UK government, and that allows us to do bits and bats with adults with learning disabilities that surround like health and well-being, physical activity, and mental health. So currently we've got our dance sessions running for adults with learning disabilities. They run every Thursday from 11 till 12 at the Vanguard Centre in Burnley. And then we've also got our walks. So we do Sunday walks, and thankfully the weather's still okay. So we're managing to do that. They've had a really good intake as well. So we take a group out for about 4 hours every Sunday. They meet up at the charity shop that we run. And then we sort of walk from there, or we get a minibus to a location, and then obviously we go on and we kind of do all that walks kind of business. So we've recently been up to the Castle Crag and Hardcastle Crag, I think it was called, and so they're kind of doing bits that they'd never done before, so they're kind of exploring bits of Burnley and Pendle, and further afield sort of, that they've never really had the chance to do. And because we've got people that are like more experienced at walking, it's basically allowing them to experience some stuff that they've never experienced before, which is like being able to walk higher up, the hills and that kind of thing. So they're all feeling quite accomplished at the minute. So we're doing that, and I think we're about halfway through the program with the walks, and then we've got the arts and crafts that we run for, art therapy that we run. So week on week, we kind of look at themes and that kind of thing and what's going on at the moment with people's lives. And a lot of it is like very much around adult social care, and people are slightly worried with things. So we're kind of getting them to make make things around their thoughts. And then they'd have a brew and bit of a chat, and they're doing activities that sort of help relieve that mental health and that kind of thing. And then we're also running our volunteer program. So that's something quite new to us. We've done volunteering in the past for our adults with learning disabilities, but the problem is it's never been fully monitored. So it's you come in and you do your stuff and you go home. But we're now fully evaluating and monitoring it. So like 6 weeks, we're looking at the mental health and the kind of skill sets that they've achieved and what they kind of want to kind of build up on. So a lot of them are now looking at more into like customer services, more into working with numbers, or like window displays. So they like visual merchandising and social media. So things that actually go on in the background as well, as opposed to just kind of standing around or tidying a shop. We're trying to give them a little bit more of a skill set. And so with that, they're being awarded like certificates and things like that at the end of the volunteering program, just as a kind of an incentive. But along with that, the program offers a like you say, like a reward scheme. So every few weeks we're taking them to different like activities. So the first one will be bowling, then we'll be taking them to the cinema, just to kind of keep them going and keeping that morale up, especially over these like Sarah was saying, over the colder months when people don't really want to get out and things like that. So we're trying to get them out and about, as well as do the activities during these months. And then in the new year we're looking at doing our photography, our gardening, and there's another activity I'm wanting to run, can't quite remember what it was now. But yeah, we've got that many things going. So we've got the photography, the gardening, there's something else, and sewing, that was it, sewing. And so we're running them in the new year. We've also just recently got the ICB funding. So with that we're doing more around physical health. So we've got a dietitian that's running a program for us on healthy eating and how to understand foods and like packaging and things like that. So the traffic light system on packaging, what's good to eat, and what you need to eat in moderation, and how to cook things a bit better and that kind of thing. So that's a program we're going to be running in the new year, along with our gym program, which will be running for 3 months. So the idea of that is they kind of do that for 3 months and then they carry on the program. So we're working with the leisure centre, St. Peter's Leisure Centre, and they're offering us kind of a discounted rate if people come back to them after the 3-month scheme. So we're kind of looking at a few aspects with our programs, and mainly it's mental health and physical health, and that sort of is in a nutshell what we're doing, kind of thing.
Well done. And you didn't refer to your notes once then,
No. I don't do notes.
Well done. Thank you very much. Joanne, you've always got a lot to tell us from New Era.
Absolutely no pressure then. Hello everybody. Sometimes I feel a bit like a Eurovision person when I go, and here are the results. Only to say, I'm going to send it on to Laura as well, and if I can, I'll put him in the chat as well. We have got a level 1 mental health awareness course, which is free. This Thursday, I know it's a bit short notice, that's 9-3, and that's a free qualification for anyone over 19 years of age. I'll post that out. The second one is we've got our entry-level maths, which takes place at the beginning of November. Again, I shall post that on, but it's just to give you a bit of a heads up, that was all. And then the final one, and I know Lorna has sent it out, but just to say, if anybody's not doing anything next Tuesday the 5th, if they'd like to come along to our fundraiser coffee morning, we've got some fabulous raffle prizes, free cup of tea, but the cake's not free. So I hope that's all right. It would be lovely to see people if they can, but I appreciate that everybody's busy. So thank you, Tracy.
Fabulous. Thank you, Joanne. I'm going to try and make it. I'm going to try and make it next Tuesday.
Thank you.
I know that I've got a couple of things booked in, so if I don't, I'll be there in spirit. If not,
okay, then that's fine. Thank you.
Kim.
I've been off for a couple of weeks, so I'm trying to catch up. And I know Catherine's held up, but we've got a Christmas party coming up for Dementia Positive Pendle. I think it's on the 10th of December. So when we get the posters, we'll send them on to Lorna, and then you can send them out. So that'll be at British Legion again. And I don't really think of anything else. So mine's very short and sweet.
That's all right. I said, Andrew, have you got anything you want to update on?
No, not at the moment. I'm still obviously working across both PCNs, East and West.
Yeah.
My role's changed slightly, but I'm still seeing a lot of people with emotional, psychological needs, people with long-term health conditions, people with various issues, which obviously a very busy role at the minute. But I'm going to try and get to the Christmas party because usually I miss them. I'm either off or I'm either seeing people. But yeah, I just think everything that's being done, especially a lot around, you know, people's well-being and obviously trying to get people active as well. I think that's really important, especially when you're linking in with depression and anxiety, because a lot of people, well, obviously some people I see aren't able to do that, but the ones that are capable of doing that, I think when the depression and anxiety takes over, I think that desire to get out and do things kind of diminishes really. So to know that there are things available for people to get involved with, and to make that first step is really, really important.
Yeah, great, thank you. I know from my own point of view, you will all probably know I was diagnosed with breast cancer at this time last year, and you do go into kind of a decline. But what I did, I got dragged out for a walk every day. My partner dragged me out and he literally had to drag me out some days because you can just get so wrapped up in what's going on, and it does help. You know, it really does
You
help.
see, people forget as well, Tracy, like with depression, one of the key components and low mood is lack of motivation. And it's very hard to lift that body off the settee sometimes to actually get out and do. And even the basic things of doing your morning routine can take a long time. So the fact that you were kind of dragged out, so to speak, was massive, really, because you could have gone the other way quite quickly. And I've seen it where people just become a shell of themselves. So exercise and activity and groups and knowing what's going on in Pendle is excellent, because obviously, you know, one thing is getting people to engage and talk about the thoughts and feelings. The next step is getting them to actually do something, and knowing that it's on your doorstep is really important.
Yeah, because
Go
on, Kim, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I hated COVID with a vengeance and everything it did to everybody. But one thing it did make people do was get out and walk, because it was the only thing you could do. And everybody commented, didn't they, at that time, that they appreciated, like where we live and what we have got on this doorstep. But you forget about that, don't you, when things go back to normal? Which and then it costs nothing now, does it really?
It don't cost out to go out and have a walk, and people are generally really friendly and all. I find, you know, even if you've no dog, we don't have a dog, but we borrow my brother's every now and again. And even if we've no dog with us, you know, people speak and they'll smile and say hello, and you know, so it is. Yeah, I'm a born again walker, as they say. I do get out there these days. And I've got better at it as well. I can go further now, and I can go uphill without getting out of breath, which is good. So it is doing me good, as well as my mental health. It's doing my physical health good as well. I'm gonna. Is that all from you two? Are you okay with that? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I'll leave Catherine because she is busily trying to sort something out. So Charlotte, you're next on my screen.
Hi, sorry, can you hear me okay?
You can, yeah.
I'm just going to see if I can actually get my camera. I don't normally use Zoom, so I didn't like it when I turned it on. Didn't like me. Is it? Oh, no, I feel like you can't see me.
No, you look like you're in space.
I look like I'm in space.
A black hole. It's just a black hole.
Oh, I thought you meant I had like a space background on or something.
No.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know why my camera's not working. So
Don't
I
worry.
guess I'll just have to be a bit of a voice for you guys essentially. But can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that's fine, Charlotte.
Cool. That's fine. Thank you. Right. So I'm from Lancashire Mind, and I'm on a new project that you may or may not have heard of. I've been trying to spread the word as much as I can. It's actually a children and young people's project, but it's age 10 all the way up to age 25. So it does cross over with some adult projects too. And essentially it is a an overall kind of mental health and wellbeing project aimed at young people who have got sort of lower level mental health or wellbeing kind of concerns, kind of at the point where they're not reaching CAMHS thresholds, or they're not at a point where they're sort of in counselling or therapy or anything like that, but they are at a point where they would benefit from some support and some help. And they can get referred into our service. So it's a pan-Lancashire service. I just happen to be the coordinator for East Lancashire, so I cover Pendle and Burnley and places like that. And anyone can refer in, parents, professionals, carers, young people can refer themselves in if they're 16 or over. And essentially, if a young person gets referred in, they get referred to me. I do a wellbeing assessment with them, and then based off of that wellbeing assessment, we then look at different support routes that I can maybe help them with. So part of it is like a social prescribing approach. So I might help them to access other things in their community, which is why stuff like this is really important for me, because I get to kind of find out what other stuff is out there that I can help kind of streamline signposting them onto. But there is a hand-holding element, so like they get like 2 or 3 months of our support in terms of like actually attending different groups and provisions and things like that, so we can kind of help them with that. Lancashire Mind has also got a coaching service, which put very simply is like a step down from kind of counselling or therapy, and it's much more forward looking. It's not really thinking about what's happened in the past, it's about thinking about what can we do now, positive, wellbeing behaviours and things that we can do going forward. And then there is also an element of, if they do actually need more specialist support that Lancashire Mind can't offer them, then I can help signpost them and streamline the process of that by actually supporting them with referrals, and maybe sort of continuing to do check-ins with them as we're going through like a referral process, make sure it's the right support for them. And just it's meant to be all about streamlining the whole thing, so that I'm not just handing them a leaflet and telling them to go and get in touch with this person. I actually can do that hand holding with them and kind of help them to access support that might be appropriate for them. So yeah, it's a very person-centered approach, and it's brand new, so no waiting list at the moment, which is always an appealing thought. Yeah, I think that's kind of everything, just in a quick nutshell.
Fabulous, thank you, Charlotte. It is very much like our social prescribing for children and young people service. Have you spoken to our Sammy and Sanya at all?
Do you know, I'm not sure I have. It's a bit tricky because I cover North and East Lancashire, so sometimes I forget exactly who it is that I've spoken to. Because I've done quite a lot of trying to network and stuff, but
Yeah.
I absolutely would. I think would be really beneficial to get in touch with them if I'm able to. What I can do is I can put my email in the chat as well, so if anybody has any information that they want to share, or if they want to ask me, because I know I just kind of whiz through that then. So like if anybody had any questions about it, if they wanted to send them my way, I can put my email in the chat and then and go from there.
Brill, thanks, Charlotte. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nick's just put in the chat as well that they work for DWP and has contacts across Lancashire within various job centre youth teams.
Amazing. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, like I said, I'll put my email in. Anybody who's got anything relevant, because it is a brand new project. So there's a lot of people who don't know about it yet. And we haven't got a waiting list, so I'd love to get as many young people on it as possible who might benefit from that kind of support. So yeah, anything like that would be fantastic.
Be careful what you wish for, Charlotte.
Yeah, I know. I have heard that a few times, to be fair, but for now,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Catherine, you're off your call, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any updates. Has Kim told you about our Christmas party?
She has, yes.
So that was all I was going to say.
Fab, thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
Catherine.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Nick.
Hiya. I'm just going to come on today to ask a favour, please. So I know, how cheeky of me on a Monday. We're trying to raise awareness of trying to get as many customers access to pension credit as possible who are eligible for it. But we don't just want to spread the word to those pensioners themselves, it's to families and friends, even yourselves. You might know someone who you think is struggling, they might not get winter fuel payment now that this announcement's been made. They need that past portable benefit in order to get the winter fuel payment. So we're encouraging as many people to go on the pension credit calculator as possible, because there are people out there who aren't getting the correct benefits that they should be doing, and we don't want that to happen. If they're not able to use that pension credit calculator, because we appreciate that is an online service, they can phone the helpline as well, and someone will be there to do that for them. But we just want to spread the word so that as many organisations as possible who might work with people of pensionable age or might have family and friends within their organisations who are of pension age, just to make sure that they're getting that benefit. The magic date for winter fuel payment is the 21st of December. If a claim's made and they can backdate it for 3 months. So the 21st of December will be the cut-off to be eligible for winter fuel payment. But it's not just that you're eligible for. You could get NHS treatment, you can get glasses, things like that, other benefits that people might not realise that they're able to access if they get pension credit. So we just want to make sure people are getting those correct benefits. So if you can do that for us, and shout out to as many people as possible to make sure they're getting those benefits, that would be really wonderful.
I think we did send something out, Nick, but send us it again and we'll send it out again to everybody. I know our social prescribers are out there talking about it.
Yeah, we just want to make sure people are getting that right benefit access, and with winter fuel payment, it could be a real strain this Christmas for some people. So we want to ensure people aren't struggling and choosing heating and eating and all these things. On other DWP updates, well, we have a budget announcement next week, so we'll find out a little bit more then, because we're just awaiting that next announcement from our new bosses. So please bear with us, the next time we might have a bit of a better update.
Fabulous. Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. Leanne.
No updates from us.
Okay, fab. Thank you,
Thank
Leanne.
you.
Thank you. Daniel. Are you there, Daniel?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. I'm just here today on behalf of Cloverleaf Advocacy, more the service of LAPS, which is Lancashire Autism Peer and Self-Advocacy Service. The link got sent through to Daniel Hall, who's my manager, but he's had a double meeting today, so he said, can I come along and be present? So we're an advocacy service and we offer peer groups for autistic adults in Lancashire. So we cover the whole of Lancashire by running peer groups in libraries, and in Ormskirk we use a civil hall. So these peer groups are open for autistic adults. We've got one in Clitheroe Library, Burnley Library, Lancaster Library, Chorley Library, St Anne's Library and Ormskirk Civic Hall. We do monthly online peer group sessions. That's at the beginning of the month, but not the beginning of November because it's bonfire night. So it's the first Tuesday in every month. We have a newsletter which we release every month. So if anyone's interested in being part of that, then I can send the newsletter on to someone who can distribute it correctly. We have a walking group every month, so we do different walks all over Lancashire, and coming to the season we normally walk along canals. So last Thursday we walked along Rishton to Blackburn. We do a recce of the walk each month, so we know it's accessible for everyone, no styles and whatnot, and just get the lay of the land, and then we do an itinerary and a map, send that out. Next month we've got an open mic night at Altar in Worley, which is open to and that's in partnership with Spring Into Action, I think. Just going down the newsletter now to see who it is with. Yeah, Spring Into Action, open mic night at the Altar in Worley. It starts at 6:30 and finishes at 9:30. So there'll be a poster being distributed for that. We've got a drama group in Chorley, which at the moment we're on with a puppet show called Futuristic Autistic, which is going down well, where all the members of the group have made puppets by hand. So that coincides with our art group as well. So that's about us in a nutshell, really. So if anyone wants to wants to distribute the newsletter, then I can copy the link into the chat and go from there, really.
Fabulous. Thank you, Daniel. I'm sure everybody will whiz it out there to their contacts.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Daniel.
No problem.
And last but not least, Natasha.
Hello, just 1 second. Let me try and see if I can get my camera on. Oh, here we go.
Hey.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
This is only my second meeting for people at Pendle. So I think I came on the last one with Kim and everyone was sat in the big room for Pendle East PCN. So I support people with mental health and mild to moderate mental health difficulties. So I work across Pendle East. So in terms of referrals and things like that, we get them through the GP practices and then that comes to me. So I work for 4 sessions on kind of psychologically informed skills. So it's actually quite interesting. Who was the lady? Charlotte with Lancashire Mind. I'm probably going to be emailing you asking some questions because my service is for age 16 and up. So we'll probably cross over with some things. But yeah, so I don't really have anything to mention, but I will try my best to come on these meetings when I can. But it's really good to know what's going on in Pendle.
Fabulous. You're welcome. You're welcome to come whenever you can. That goes for everybody. You're welcome to come whenever you can. If you can't make it, don't worry. We're not going to talk about you behind your back, honestly. I've got a favour to ask. We did say the consensus of opinion was that you'd like to meet up twice a year face to face, which is fab. And we did one in June, I think it was. So we're coming up to the next one, which we agreed would be November. Does anybody have a venue that they'd like to donate to us, and so that we can all meet at the next meeting? We can all meet face to face. You don't have to tell me now if you need to check out with other people, but please do whiz me an email or with Lorna an email and let me know, because the closer that it gets, I'll start to get a bit more, I'm getting a bit jittery now with nowhere to go. I'm sure there'll be somewhere where we can go. I'm sure the Yes Hub will have us again. But it'd be nice if we could go to different areas. And I'm sure that I think Briarfield, BFC in the community offered, I think, at some point, but they never really confirmed anything. So so if anybody's got any venues or anybody that I can contact to book the venue for free, preferably, if they are, because as you know, we have no funding for this. This is all done on a wing and a prayer. But Jill Dixon has kindly said that if we need to pay for a venue, we will make it. The Pendle Council will help us out there. So so anybody that's got a venue, Iram?
So Tesco in Burnley have a community room that they're normally happy to kind of give out. It's big enough to hold about 20 people or so, as far as I know. So if that's like close enough for everybody, then maybe.
Needs to be in Pendle, really, for people of Pendle.
That's Burnley. Yeah.
But
yeah.
thank you. Yeah, happy to burn the linked though. Thank you for that.
There you go.
Tracy, we've got meeting room here, but it's only for about 15. So it'd be all right today, but if there were more.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, I can never predict how many is going to come. It could be 20, it could be 10. Who knows?
We could always sit on each other's knees and then you would get to know people, wouldn't you?
We could. I'm happy for that. Whoever has me on their knee is, well, a brave person. No, I'll leave it with you all. If you think it's a goer, Kim, we'll go to Yarn Spinners or to Cone Health Centre, wherever. You know, up to 20 people, more if possible, because you never know. If we book for 20, 25 will turn up, and we will end up sitting on each other's knees.
Asda Corn and Asda, I think, have a room as well, possibly.
Okay.
But again, I don't know the size of it, but they have got a community champion there that might be able to support you with something.
Fab. Thank you. Thank you, Ram.
Tracy, it might be worth dropping Gemma an email from the family hubs, because they are quite good. They will offer the room for free, or they have done in the past. I know they're not on the call. I'm offering the rooms out for them, but they've got one in Briarfield, Nelson, Cone, Whitefield has got one as well, and Barnoldswick. So they've usually got quite good spaces. I've had meetings at there before, and the Nelson one's got like a big community hall, so that might be a good option if you've
Might
got
be a
quite a
good-
few
yeah.
people attending.
I will. I'll drop her an email and see if they've got it. But venues are always welcome. Because again, we'll be meeting again next year. So November, if we all meet up together, it'll be our Christmas party because we'll all be together. So feel free to bring cake and biscuits if you want. So we finished early today, folks, because people are still on leave, aren't they? They're all enjoying half term.
Tracy, if it's our Christmas one, you should put a thing out to wear hats because you've been very thoughtful today. So we should all wear a Christmas hat or a headband or something.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of tinsel never hurt anybody, did it? Bit of tinsel, couple of baubles, Christmas jumper, even. Fabulous. So I'm going to let you go. You've got a whole 15, well, depending on which clock I look at, between 15 and 10 and 15 minutes, all to yourselves now because you're supposed to be in this meeting. So nobody knows where you are. So you can have that whole 10 or 15 minutes all to yourself now. You can stare out at window or sit in a corner eating chocolate biscuits, whatever you want to do. Or go out for a walk.
I love it. Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
lovely afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.